Now it's your turn to try to answer this question. Rachel earned a 4% salary increase from last year's salary. This year, she's making $33,800. How much did she make last year? Stop the video, take a moment to work this out on your own in your lecture notes packet, and then return to the video to confirm that you have done this problem correctly. After having read through the problem several times, I know we are working in a context where we have a percent increase to somebody's salary. I also recognize the question is, how much did she make last year? The first step I will put on paper is to define that variable. Let R represent Rachel's salary last year in dollars. To begin setting up an equation, I need to recognize the context we're working in. To calculate this year's salary, I would need to start with last year's salary, and then add on the raise that she received. And combining last year's salary plus the raise would tell us this year's salary. To start setting up my equation, I know this year's salary is $33,800. I know last year's salary is R. I also know that her raise that she received last year was some percent of last year's salary, so the amount of her raise was the percent of her raise times the base salary she had last year. Putting in the particulars for this problem, I know she received a 4% raise. I will write as 0.04, and we will multiply that by last year's salary. So the equation we actually need to solve is 33,800 equals 1R plus 0.04R. Simplifying both sides of the equation, 33,800 will equal R plus 0.04R. 1 plus 0.04 is 1.04R. This represents 104% of last year's salary. So 104% of last year's salary is $33,800, what she made this year. To solve that equation, we need to eliminate the variable's coefficient. 1.04 is multiplied by R, so we'll need to divide both sides by 1.04. Simplifying both sides of the equation, R is equal to 33,800 divided by 1.04. We'll bring up our calculator and we'll type in 33,800 divided by 1.04, and we can see the calculator returns her salary last year would have been $32,500. Again, we do want to check that this actually would work out as we expect it to. So as we do this check, we'll start by taking her salary from last year, $32,500, and to that we will add a 4% raise, so 4% of the original $32,500. Again, we will use the calculator to verify that does give us the salary we would expect for this year. Typing this into the calculator, $32,500 plus 0.04 times last year's salary of $32,500. The calculator does show us that her salary this year would be $33,800. So we have now checked that that actually is a true statement. And knowing that that is a true statement, knowing the calculation works out as it should work out, we can answer the question. How much did she make last year? Last year, Rachel earned $32,500.